Feel really good about where we are right now. Powering through a very long season, but kind of came off like an open-ended week of training. We had a little bit more time with the Monday meet and felt really good about our strategic approach of just kind of giving them the reins and challenging them a little bit more in their ownership and how to bring the right type of mindfulness and the way to attack their meets. And I thought that's exactly what showed up at TWU. And so we're really excited about that coming into a really exciting home weekend against Georgia. So gymnastically, I feel like we're in a really good place and want to run from here. Coming off a season high at a road win is a great thing.
What's going to be the key to building on that momentum of what y'all did on Monday?
Keep capitalizing. You know, I think you're going to see judging fluctuations throughout the country. All we can do is focus on what our job, what we can do, and what we're in control of. And I thought they did that really well. And so we want to continue to add focus and attention to those little details and keep being excited to show up and show off our incredible gymnastics, because we do have it. We've got some incredible talent, some great depth this year, and you've probably seen lineups change a lot, but with that comes intensity and fighting for those lineups. But when you've earned that right to compete, in the top 6 on this team, that says a lot. And so we want them to go out and feel excited to showcase and show off their gymnastics, and that tends to score the best.
What did you specifically like about your bars lineup? I know Cam Machado, she set her career high, and so did Gabby Gladio. What did you see from that group, especially after the past couple weeks? You guys had a couple of lower scores.
Yeah, like a stick at the end of a routine. I feel like bars was that in the meet for us. You know, it was our final event. We'd been cruising all day, and I felt like they just took that momentum and energy and just, plowed through an amazing bar rotation. And honestly, it was the sticks. We've been hitting handstands and hitting pretty good routines, and sticks have fluctuated a little bit. But honestly, it was just really great ownership and better landings, better dismounts was I think the big game changer. Cam specifically, I think we switched her. She was our anchor. We put her in the 6th spot and I think just it finally kind of gave the prestige to her, how beautiful her routine is, the way that it should be scoring all year long, honestly. And so really, that was actually a super high moment for me, because I think we've all felt her routine has been flawless all season long and felt like she really got the score she deserved this weekend.
Georgia and Alabama has been one of the biggest rivalries historically.
In history, yes.
Just talk about how you were saying how you guys are being prepared for this meet. Just talk about how special this meet is, just specifically with it being the Power Pink meet.
Yeah, this is a big weekend for so many reasons. And, as much as I want this to be like basketball, where we can study tape of our opponent and formulate strategies on how to defend against them or whatever, but that's not our sport, right? And so it doesn't matter for us if it's Georgia or our Arkansas or whoever. It's really a competition against ourselves. And so I would be lying if I didn't say that the Power Pink week and build up to that event is really special here. Obviously, you've got 20 years of this movement. It's the original Pink meet, and just I think there's something so special. Everyone's touched by breast cancer in a way, and so what this movement has done for women struggling with this condition is just really incredible. And to know that it all started here, and to know how much people get behind the movement and rally around it is actually incredible. So it's a big meet for that reason, because of the cause. But as far as our opponent goes, we just got to do our job again.
And you said it was a big week this week, just preparing for the Power Pink meet. Just talk a little bit about what you guys have been doing this week to prepare for that.
Well, it was more of a work week last week, honestly, because we had the weekend off, so to speak. It by any means wasn't off. We used that for more training, and I think any athlete will tell you it's great and super fun to show up and get to raise your hand and compete a routine in front of a big crowd with all the excitement. That's why you do all the prep work for those moments. Practice actually at this point is harder. You're doing the gritty work, you're doing the fine-tuning details, and that can be really hard sometimes, because you're doing a ton of preparation, a ton of repetition. And so that was last week. And so we were a little concerned about doing too much work, but again, they showed up to TWU and that quad meet and performed really well. And so this week's actually very different. It's Wednesday today. This is basically our only practice day, because we traveled on Monday, had yesterday off, and then Thursday is just kind of a tune-up and getting ready to just feel fresh. And honestly, I'd be super excited if we repeated what we did last weekend. So they're ready.
Anything else? You kind of talked about this a little bit already, but since we were talking before, this is only your 2nd season at Alabama. Kind of how soon were you made aware of the importance of Power Pink here? Was it something you'd kind of seen in your other gymnastics across the country about, like, the history of it here at Alabama?
Yeah, my whole time here has been a learning lesson in a lot of ways, and understanding the rivalry and how deep the Georgia-Alabama rivalry goes, and the history specifically with gymnastics, but also that this was the original pink movement under Sarah Patterson, and it is mind-blowing how much of a trailblazer Sarah was. And the first place I went when we drove my family into town before we could even move into our house was David and Sarah's house. They had us over for dinner. We had a pool party and kids swimming around. They're just the most genuine, authentic, inviting people. And I've not sat long enough, and I want to continue to sit longer with Sarah, but I think I sat down with her the entire night and was just like, tell me about what you've done here. And I almost felt bad because everyone probably knows, but I didn't. I come from such a different world. And obviously the pink movement is somewhere, is very special and deep, and what she feels is a big thing that she's done here. And actually before the last pink meet last year, she came and spoke to the team. I think we'll absolutely ask her to do that again. And she will proudly tell you she herself has not had breast cancer, but just felt that it was such an important movement because of how prominent it is around the country, and getting people to get in and get tested early, and how influential that preventative tactic is. And that's what this awareness has done. I think it's genuinely and literally saved lives, and it's such a big movement. And Sarah was the brainchild behind all of that, and we're so proud to continue to honor her in that way, and hopefully help people get checked and save lives. Honestly, I know that sounds a little like straight to the point, but I really do believe that this meet is so big that it does do that.
Any closing comments you want to add?
No, just yeah, super excited for another big weekend and for a great cause. So yeah, see you in Coleman on Friday.